Hey y'all, welcome to another speed build. Today we are building in the world of Moonwood Mill on this little lot called New Moon Shack. It had a little starter home on it when I arrived. I just bulldozed it so I could build my own little thing, but I really wanted to build an off-the-grid shack today. So it's not necessarily a werewolf home. I know I'm building it in the werewolf world, and I feel like it could definitely suit a werewolf, but it's not necessarily for a werewolf, if that makes sense. Anyway, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with the shape. I didn't have a reference photo or anything. I just knew that I wanted like a main building made out of stone and an attached greenhouse so that like you could play the storyline that they live here completely off the grid. They grow their own ingredients in their greenhouse and stuff and just are like totally disconnected from society. I guess this is like kind of my dream life. Like if I could live in the middle of the woods, not pay taxes, totally cut off from that, that's the dream. That's the dream. Lately, things have been bad and not good. So I feel like the reason that I get out of bed in the morning is so that I can build in The Sims while listening to the Office Ladies podcast. I don't know if you guys are like big Office fans or not, but there's just like this really, really cute podcast where Angela Kinsey and Jenna Fisher, who played Angela and Pam in The Office, just rewatch the whole series and give little fun details, and it's really cute. They're like best friends and they just have like a really cute wholesome banter going on, and it is a great listen, honestly. And I always have something playing while I'm building in The Sims, like some music, a podcast. I've listened to a lot of the Two Hot Takes podcast recently, which is just where they read like these crazy Reddit stories that are like almost unbelievable and just give their, their two hot takes on them, I guess. And that's like a great one, but I feel like The Office Ladies has them beat as far as like cute, wholesome moments and just like a really easy listen goes. Anyway, those are two really good podcasts if you're looking for podcast recommendations, I meant to say. Anyway, I talked right through it, but you may have noticed that I added a little skylight moment on the like left-hand section of the build, that like stone main living area over there. And I tried to give the impression that it was like a skylight that you can like open and then prop up, if that makes sense. And I didn't exactly know how to do that, so I did my best. And I ended up like deleting the ceiling underneath it so that the natural light would come in. And that was like my original thought, but then once I started building the interior, I was like, oh no, the natural light actually looks terrible. So here I am adding the ceiling back. And honestly, I know now what I should have done. Looking back, I should have added a second glass ceiling or a second glass roof where I just placed that ceiling, and that would have made it perfect. But in the moment, I was an idiot and I didn't know how to do it, so I just added a ceiling. So I don't know. It's not perfect. I really like the way that it turned out, but it's not a perfect skylight. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a ceiling piece in the middle of it, so it's like purely decorational. No light is getting in. I'm really over-explaining this, but basically what I'm trying to say is if I could do it again, I would do it right. So the interior is starting to come together a little bit. You may have noticed that I've used a couple items that are actually on the grid items, like the electric lights and that kitchen sink. But I do go through and delete those before the end, so don't worry. Anyway, this front area is a sort of kitchen / living space with a little sectional from, what is that from? Dream Home Decorator. It may be a little modern for this build, but it was the only like nice shaped couch that I could fit in that little space. And I figure if I put it in a gray swatch, it's like a little less modern than like a bright white or pink swatch, you know what I mean? Anyway, doesn't matter. And then through the archway, you have a little bedroom space, and then there's an ensuite bathroom that's like 4 tiles by 1 tile. It's quite squishy, but I use the university shower and it's completely functional. So yeah. This isn't a terribly long video, and I did have a couple of things that I wanted to mention, so I'm just gonna ramble right now. So if you don't like that, I guess like go ahead and mute the video, or if you like rambling, great. But anyway, basically I uploaded a video last week, or maybe when this goes up it'll be like a week and a half ago, but I uploaded a video. It was like a base game aspiring chef's home. And I uploaded it with no music, no audio, and like barely any edits because I had like a version that basically I uploaded an early version that was completely unfinished. And weirdly enough, YouTube was pushing that. It had like thousands of impressions like right away. And I was like, why are you pushing my one video that I messed up on? Anyway, so I privated that and I re-uploaded the actual version. So if you're interested in an aspiring chef's base game family home, feel free to go check that out. It has audio now, so if you saw it when it didn't have audio, I'm so sorry. Also, really quick, I'm sure at this point you guys are sick of hearing about it, but the Sims Summit. I watched it live, like Little Simsy was co-streaming it, so I watched it over there, and she happened to mention on her stream, she was like, anyone who co-streamed the stream got like a few packs from the Sims team to give away. And I was like, oh my god, I want these free packs. So I went to like tons of different streams. I was on like Gluon's stream, Vixella's stream, Little Simsy's stream, like a bunch of other people's stream, entering all the giveaways, trying to get these free packs. And I didn't get it, which is honestly really sad, but that's fine. But one thing that I really wanted to mention that I thought was funny, I have a Twitter. It's not that funny, but I think it's really funny, if that makes sense. It's Olichia Sims on Twitter, so, you know, feel free to follow or don't. I post just like silly little things, like the dumbest stuff. You'll notice most of my tweets only have 1 like. That's me liking my own tweet. But anyway, I tweeted this out a few weeks ago. I said, some things I hope the Sims team announce on the 18th instead of The Sims 5. 1, cars. 2, babies that don't suck. 3, they're finally fixing Dine Out, and 4, cottage living 2. So those were my list of things that I wanted to see at the Sims Summit, and one of them actually came true, the babies thing. At the end of the stream, at the very, very end, they show this clip of a Sim baby crawling around and then being picked up by an adult Sim, and that is actually huge, because if you didn't know, babies in The Sims are like just objects that are attached to a bassinet, so you can like take them out to feed them, but then you have to put them right back. Like you can't take them somewhere with you, you can't take them to the park, they can't get out and like crawl or anything like that as of right now. So it was super exciting to see that part, and I felt like a psychic having predicted that. So yeah, let me know if you're excited for that. If you don't care, whatever, leave your thoughts down below on the Sim Summit if you're not totally sick of talking about it. But anyway, now I am going through deleting all the electric lights and replacing them with like candles and lanterns so that this place can actually be off the grid. And it was a while ago, but I did delete the kitchen sink that I had initially placed, and that was because none of the sinks that you can just like slot into a counter were off the grid. They were all on the grid, so I was like, whatever, you can wash your dishes in the bathroom sink. I don't know, that's none of my business. Anyway, now we are totally done with the interior and we've begun working on this sort of greenhouse space out here. I used these hanging plants from the, what is it called? The plant kit? What is the plant kit called? Blooming Rooms kit, which I had just gotten before building this. So you'll notice that there is a lot of Blooming Rooms stuff in this little greenhouse. And that was kind of like the reason that I wanted to build the greenhouse in the first place, but I don't know, it's just how it be. I also added these really cute planters from the Werewolves pack. They're like, I don't know, they're just like so, I don't know what the word is. They're like rustic and like cute and like thrown together. I love it. And then these pots of flowers from cats and dogs. And then I do add flowering pots, but I have to admit that I do delete these off of camera. And that is because they weren't functional under a roof or like in this enclosed space. I kept getting this notification when I was playtesting that was like, you can't plant plants in such an enclosed space or something. But once I moved them outside, like just to the lawn, they were working fine. So I don't know what's up with that. Let me know if you know the deal with that. Like, can you really not plant stuff inside? Because that just seems silly to me, but whatever. Anyway, now I'm working on the exterior, just adding some wisteria vines to that greenhouse to make it look a little more overgrown. Same with this main building, I just add plants all over. I think I even add a couple of debug wood boards to the windows to make it look like this place has been boarded up. I didn't want it to be in great condition, you know, it's a shack. Anyway, I also add just like random clutter around and really clutter up the lawn. Like there's this construction machine. I sound like an idiot, but like a crane. I don't know what to call it. It's a construction equipment from the debug of the werewolves pack. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I put that in this lot because I felt like it just fit the vibe for some reason. And then I just add like a, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. I think it's a crane. I'm gonna sound like an idiot if I'm wrong, but anyway, I just felt like this lot could have like random clutter, like that crane and some random tires and like a fallen wheelbarrow and stuff. Like, it's not in great condition, and that's part of like the charm of it. Anyway, I really like the way that this turns out, especially after I clutter the outside. It just sort of comes together and it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this build, honestly. Like, just cluttering up the outside, making it look cute, and then we go into screenshots. So if you like this build, feel free to subscribe for more builds like this, or leave a like on this video. It would help me out a ton. Thank you so much. Comment any suggestions you might have, because I love getting suggestions, and comment nice things so that I can feel good about myself. Thank you. And get me to 1 million subscribers by the end of this month so that I can drop out of school and move to the middle of nowhere, move off the grid. So if you could just get this video to 1 million likes, 1 million subs, 1 million comments, that'd be great. Just adding a little bit of terrain paint out here to make the grass look a little dead, I guess. Some planting boxes out here, as well as a telescope. That's all functional. These planter boxes actually do work, as opposed to the ones in the greenhouse. So don't worry, your sim can still garden. But yeah. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. I have a gameplay channel now. It is very new. But I have done some gameplay on this channel, and like, it's fun, but I feel like it doesn't fit this channel's vibe, and I kind of want to like have room for like lower quality videos, if that makes sense, like meme videos. I don't know. Anyway, I want to have a separate gameplay channel, basically. It's called Olichia Plays. I guess I can link it in the description if I can figure out how to do that, but yeah, if you are one of the people who subscribed for my 100 baby challenge or anything like that, I definitely suggest moving on over there, because I'm going to post all of my gameplay stuff over there from now on. Anyway, now we are actually coming to the end of this build. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my subscribers for subscribing and everything. Appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy the screenshots. See you later. Bye!